Good morning, Cardinals fans. Welcome back to Birdseeds. I'm Tara Wellman. You know by now I cover the St. Louis Cardinals for birdsontheblack.com and right here on Birdseeds. This channel is a place where you will find daily recaps, weekly series previews, and more as my real life job in sports television allows for the time to do other things. But that's not the point. The point is today's video is all about what happened last night, which, if you didn't watch, wasn't pretty. My goal with this video, as it always is to keep you in the loop and entertained, even when the news isn't good. The Cardinals starter Miles Mikolas returned to Texas for the first time since actually being part of the Rangers organization, and it wasn't quite the warm welcome that he had hoped for. Or maybe it was for Rangers fans. He lasted only an inning and a third and gave up 7 runs. And here's the thing, Miles Mikolas is supposed to be the ace. Now, we've seen a number of back-to-back-to-back pretty decent performances from him, and it looked like he was starting to get things together. But then last night happened, and he just couldn't get outs. He didn't have command of any of his pitches, and he's not a guy that has overpowering stuff, so he has to have that pinpoint command. I don't know where you go from here if you're not gonna make changes in that starting rotation, because they can't do these short outings again and again and again and expect the bullpen to continue to be as successful as they have been. I mean, they did get bullpen reinforcements in the form of Carlos Martinez and Ryan Helsley before yesterday's game, but we didn't see them. We ended up seeing Giovanni Gallegos, Tyler Webb, John Brebbia, and Andrew Miller, and thank goodness for those guys stepping up and shutting down the Rangers after that, but by then it was too late. We also learned yesterday that Austin Gomber went to the injured list. Maybe you call up Daniel Ponce de Leon for a spot start or two to try to get things back on track. Ryan Helsley's now in the bullpen. Maybe you end up moving him to the rotation at some point. Or maybe you end up pulling off a trade. It's not what the organization wants to do, but hi, hello, look around, it's not working. I wonder what Dallas Keuchel is up to these days. Also, did I mention that the offense is still bad? If you look up and down that lineup, there are a few guys who had a fair day, but Paul Goldschmidt, Marcell Ozuna, and Yadier Molina were a combined 0 for 16 on the day. That is not going to cut it. Even Jose Martinez went 0 for 3. Now, I will say Harrison Bader went 3 for 4 with a home run. It was nice to see him get that playing time, thanks DH, and make the most of it. He's a guy that's had a hard time getting his footing after being out with the injury. Maybe this is a good thing if you're looking for a silver lining or just a little tiny bright spot in this game. It's that Harrison Bader had a pretty good day. But here's what you really need to know. In the last 3 games, all losses, the Cardinals are 0 for 16 with runners in scoring position. Now, freak out about the 0 for, but my concern is that in 3 games, they only had 16 runners in scoring position. Like, when did that happen? Look, Paul Goldschmidt is going to eventually look like Paul Goldschmidt. We all expect that to happen. Matt Carpenter will, hopefully, eventually look more like Matt Carpenter. We can expect that to happen as well. The cold streaks from Marcell Ozuna or from Yadier Molina, those are all going to happen. The problem right now, though, is that the Cardinals sit alone in 4th place in an NL Central that is going to be a dogfight. And if they cannot figure this out now, it's not a year where they have until the All-Star break to sort of figure it out. I know I'm the Kolten Wong crazy person, but I really do think that you can kind of get a judge of the temperature of this team by watching Kolten Wong play. And I'm not talking about when he's really, really hot at the plate, the team's really good. I'm saying that watching him on the field, his body language, he doesn't hide anything very well. And that's part of what makes him so appealing to fans, is that they feel like he's genuine. He's not just putting on this front for the cameras. But watch him in the field. He made a couple of misplays last night. Not necessarily errors, but plays we expect him to make. And when Kolten Wong is hanging his head, slamming the ball into his glove, shaking his head as he walks back to his position, that's when you know things are going very wrong. Not just for Kolten, but overall. He's the spark plug when things are going right, but you can also read him like a book when things are going wrong. whatever it is that's happening in that clubhouse that has them back on their heels, not playing with the aggression and the energy and the excitement that we saw from them when they were so successful, that's what has to change. Now, it's not easy to play excited when you're on this 3-12 stretch and guys are starting to press a little bit. I get that. But if you go back and look at some of the recaps that I did in that stretch where the Cardinals were playing on fire, so good, looked like they could score at will, you felt like they could beat anybody at any time, I mentioned they were on their toes. They were anticipating the play. There was an energy that was different than what we had seen from them in the past. They looked like they were ready for anything. And right now, they look like they're ready for a nap. I don't really know what else to say here after that, except to say that the Cardinals better figure out how to stop sleepwalking through games if they want to put themselves in a position to make a late season run. Now, clearly, there's a lot of baseball left to be played. This team has gone on runs that would evaporate that separation in the division very quickly, but not if they're playing like this. So wake up. That is the story of the St. Louis Cardinals falling to the Texas Rangers 7-3 in the series opener and falling to just a single game over 500 on the year. Today it's an early start and it's Dakota Hudson on the mound for the Cardinals. I wish that gave me more confidence than it does, but it doesn't matter who's pitching, the hitters gotta hit. We'll see if they can do that today. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll see you then.